If you go back to the 90s Hallmark days, it was always some regular guy with a good heart finding this amazing dream woman.
I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her.
Those days are gone. We live in a society today where it is becoming harder and harder for the average man to survive. You can't necessarily just be the average guy in the marketplace and get access to women. So what do? What are the new strategies that we need to employ as men in order to get the woman of our dreams? In today's video, I'm going to be telling you exactly what you need to be doing to become a top 10% individual in order to get access to the highest quality women out there in the world. In addition to that, I'm going to be giving you 4 major tips on how you can increase your success in becoming a multi-millionaire by 2025. Let's get to it. I remember growing up and I would always see videos and movies and, just episodes on TV of the regular guy getting his dream girl.
Say, you are my wife.
That's right.
You are my best friend. And I love you, man.
He wasn't anybody special. He wasn't anybody great. He didn't even look the best. And a lot of times that girl discovered him and started to love him and care about him. But nowadays, it's becoming increasingly hard to just be loved as the average guy. The younger generation of women are now looking for things transactionally more so than anything else. And at the end of the day, I don't necessarily blame them because the way that the economy is, the way that the world is structured, and capitalism is really pushing women to find a man that can take care of them and really be a guy that they can rely on. Divorce is at an all-time high at 55% in some areas, with a 15% rate of separation due to financial reasons. And a lot of guys argue with me on this, saying, no, you just need personality, you just need love. But the reality is women are hypergamous. What is hypergamy and what does it really mean in regards to dating? Women are wired to like the guy that's taller, stronger, faster, more dominant, more aggressive, and that really has more resources. In order for you to fit in that category, it means that you need to be a top 20% male, but I would even say a top 10% male is something that you need to do. As humans, we're still wired in a hunter-gatherer mindset, so women are still looking for the guys that are better than them. Back in the day, the traits of being hyper-aggressive, really selfish, narcissistic, maybe even Machiavellian by nature was really advantageous because it allowed you to survive. If a saber-toothed tiger was mauling somebody in front of you, you want the guy that's going to say, fuck this guy, come with me. That's the guy you want to be with. But nowadays, it doesn't necessarily make sense for us in a social construct. Now everybody's pulling out, everybody has contraception, everybody has condoms, but the female mind still thinks the same because biology doesn't understand contraception. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But it puts us at a very big disadvantage. Since women want men that are better than them, they now have to get guys that are not the average man anymore. If the average woman is making $50,000 a year, she wants a man that makes, on average, 36% more income than her. Gone are the days where the tall, strong, masculine man is just going to take whatever he wants to take. You can't really do that stuff anymore. So income and resources are very important. And so if a woman wants a man that's making 36% more, he's, 6 foot, let's say, he's single and he's in shape, that is less than 1.5% of men. And this is really difficult for a lot of women to swallow. Oh, only 1.5% of men are making this kind of income. A lot of women want the 1% type man that has everything going for him. But this man also has to abide by the idea of monogamy and to really commit. And I'm someone that supports monogamy. And I'm someone that is really endorsing the idea of being with someone that means something to you. But in order to fit in that category where you can be selected by a woman, you really have to be killing it on all angles. And the 1% standard of what men need to hit is increasing day by day by day with inflation. In certain counties, you have a 1% income at $400,000. In some areas, you have it closer to $700,000, $800,000. So it becomes harder for you to fit into this category. And why do I think you need to become a 1% type male? Well, it's because women are really choosing the 1% type male because they're indoctrinated by this idea on social media that they need to be living this lavish life. The majority of girls that you see today that are very young, I'm not saying all of them, have this philosophy that they need a guy that drives a nice car, that has a nice penthouse, that has a nice place to live, and that can really take care of her. And then she's going to submit to him. When you can take care of my life, I'm going to submit to you. And this is all okay. If a woman wants you to take care of her, I think it's a wonderful thing. But gone are the days where it's financially feasible for us to do this. See, back in the 1970s, women didn't even enter the workplace because most of the jobs were labor-based. But then after the 1990s, women really started to enter the workplace because there was more technology, we had the computer, we had new things being invented, and women could really take on admin positions and operate in more data analysis type work. This was wonderful. This was great. And nowadays we have so many amazing, smart, beautiful, talented women that are now making more than ever before. So the fundamental reality that you have to understand is that in order to find the woman that you want, the woman of your dreams, and to get her to submit to you in a very feminine way, you've got to really be making a lot of money. And that is not always easy to do. You have to now pay for her salary and a little bit more and take care of yourself. To be the average guy is really unsafe because now you're competing with the Uber Eats driver. You're competing with the Amazon guy. You're competing with someone that's working at the fast food restaurant. You really are in danger of everybody around you. And that means that any argument you have with her, any vulnerability you have, she's going to then look at these guys as options as well, maybe to step out of the relationship. And even worse, if some athlete or some celebrity comes into town and he wants to have a little fun night with your girl, he can come in and swoop her. I don't think this is what all women do, but I'm telling you this does happen, and I've heard horror stories of men finding this stuff out, that some guy will come into town, pay for her dinner, take her out, and she'll want this guy, but she'll be married to you just because you provide her the stability and she's settled. Listen, a lot of women settle in today's life, and that's a very normal thing, and I think people look at settling as a very bad thing. You have to understand what you can get in the marketplace and what you can really retain. And so even though you might have a dream individual, we all have dreams, we're not all able to hit them exactly how we want. But you can get very close to them if you decide to jump into the lifestyle of working your butt off to become that top 1% guy. See, it's hard to be the average guy. It's not easy to come home after a 9 to 5 and sit on the couch and drink a beer and think about your wife doing XYZ with XYZ person. I think it's hard to have the idea of your wife calling somebody else boss and listening to them and saying that she can't talk to you because her boss is going to tell her what to do. For me personally, that was not a reality I wanted to live. No disrespect to anybody out there that lives this reality. My big philosophy is try to become the top guy in the world so that you can, number one, take care of her, because I guarantee you the best gift that you can give a woman when she has children is to take care of her financially so she can spend time with the kids. And I'll also tell you the best thing that you can do for yourself to allow you to have the most leverage in the relationship is to be the one that's the provider, to be the one that provides security, and to take care of her from A to Z, because that is the way that feminine and masculine energy really works. If you're able to take care of her, she is naturally going to be able to take care of you. She's going to have more time to take care of the household, take care of the family, proactively make your day better, cook for you, clean for you, do everything in between. I love the traditional mindset because it really employs the highest level of satisfaction between each partner. When a woman is working full time, it stresses her out. So at the end of the day, you can either be a good mother or a good employee. So in order to become the top 1% guy, what do you need to do? And I'll tell you the first 4 things that you need to do. Number 1, you should give up all drugs and alcohol. I know this sounds really obvious, but the reality is you're still not doing it. You're still drinking on the weekends, you're still spending money, and sometimes the most obvious things are things that you need to hear over and over from someone that you respect and someone that you trust. But you need to stop the drugs and alcohol. Listen, drinking a beer is expensive. If you count the cost of alcohol over a course of the month, it's going to be a few $100s at least. And on top of that, it's not good for your health. It's bad for your functionality, it makes you fat, it destroys your liver, and it makes you a lazy person overall. Alcohol is non-productive. Alcohol lowers your functionality, and alcohol is so normalized that it's probably the most dangerous drug and we don't even know about it. We accept it in every single thing that we do. You can go to a party and not drink. You can go to the club and not drink. Trust me, I do it all the time. Alcohol is not productive for you. Marijuana is not productive for you. Most of the drugs that you see in the market are not good for you. So I would stay away from all drugs and all vices in order to keep yourself completely stable, completely sober, and completely focused. Number 2, get into the best shape of your life. You need to implement a strong workout routine and really take care of your health. It is no secret that good-looking people get treated better. When you're in shape, like I mean really in shape, everywhere you walk, people are going to notice you. You never know who you're going to meet, and you never get a second chance to make a first impression. You're going to look a lot better in a regular, non-branded shirt when you're in shape than a good, dripped-out designer outfit when you're really out of shape. Being in shape is a life hack. I think every guy should have a period of his life where he's absolutely shredded, so that one day when your grandchildren ask you, "Hey dad, what was it like when you were 25?" you can show them pictures of yourself when you were shirtless walking around in the middle of town and everybody was looking at you. If you have your body in shape, it's easier to get your mindset in shape. But it's impossible to get your mindset in shape if your body is not in shape. The mind really follows the body if you think about it. So I would always advocate you to focus on health and fitness and diet and get your sleep right, because this is going to make you a more functional human. It's going to increase your dopamine, it's going to increase your happiness, and it's going to allow your body to function at the highest level so that you can be an absolute killer on the things that matter when they matter. It is a flex, pun intended, to be in shape. Number 3, stop focusing on women until you can provide for yourself and have expendable income. Don't even waste time trying to talk to women, trying to sleep with women. Don't even waste time trying to date women until you are where you need to be. Because dating a woman takes resources. Dating a woman isn't free, especially if you're trying to do it the way where you want her to submit to you and be really nurturing to you. You have to be able to take care of her. So I would respectfully tell you to not focus on women until you have your stuff together. Focus on your income, focus on your mindset, focus on your emotional control, focus on your physicality, focus on structuring your life into a way that's attractive for women to enter into. I'm not saying to never talk to women. If you want to hook up with a girl here and there, we live in a society today where we have 41 types of contraception. I don't recommend pulling out, but you can engage with women if they're available for you. If you want to step out on a certain night and just talk to some girls and maybe hook up with somebody, that's okay. But I don't want you buying drinks at the bar for the girl. I don't want you taking her on expensive dinners, because all this stuff costs money and you need to focus on yourself to become the best version of yourself. Meet them when you have something stable for yourself. Last but not least is to surround yourself with successful people. This is probably one of the biggest life hacks I can give you, and a lot of you might say, Sumi, I don't have a lot of successful people around me. The number one thing that you should do if you don't have a lot of successful people around you is to purchase courses and purchase books. When I didn't have a lot of successful people around me, the first thing I did was purchase books. And I would have a conversation, a one-sided conversation, with a multimillionaire that wrote a wonderful book. I would have a one-sided conversation with a multi-billionaire that wrote a $5 book about how he built his financial empire. And I would sit there and listen to this man almost as he was my friend. I would imagine him talking to me, and I would impregnate my mind with the information that he was giving out there. I would stay in on certain nights, I would skip the weddings, I would skip all the nonsense, and I would hang out with those people that were very successful to me. If you hang around 5 successful people, you are going to be more successful. If you hang around 5 people that work out every single second of the day, you're probably going to be in better shape. So it's good for you to hang around quality people, and you need to really keep your circle small and keep your circle very hand-selected of people that are very successful and doing better than you. So if you want to be happy and you want to have a woman in your life that's completely overjoyed and really looks at you as the man, if you do these 4 things, you will naturally become more successful. I hope this video made a lot of sense to you, because at the end of the day, I want to see everybody win. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time here with me today. If you guys ever want to connect with me, the links to the socials are all down below. If you ever want to talk to me about one-on-one coaching and you want to work in my private coaching program, the link is down in the description. Until next time, guys, Sumi out.